Diversity. In this ever-changing society, that is something we always look for within our companies, groups, and communities. But what is diversity? The Google definition says the state of being diverse. So what's that mean in our society? You're looking for people of different races, genders, and sexual backgrounds. So, does diversity exist everywhere? Many people would like to think so. We took a closer look to see if diversity exists within our own department, the A.Q. Miller School of Journalism and Mass Communications. At first glance, you can see a pretty normal classroom, and you would be right. But we obtained some data and crunched the numbers. There are 248 students in the JMC program. 46 of them are minorities. So what does that give us? Well, 18% of students in the JMC program are minorities. And that might seem like a small number, but if you ask the minorities within the program, they don't seem to notice.
I would say there are times when you do feel a bit singled out sometimes, but I mean most of the time you feel that sincerity, that hospitality, that nice welcoming gesture. So it kind of depends on the classes and just people in there. But I would say I pretty much get that good vibe feeling.
I got used to it at first, coming from, a diverse culture back in Chicago. I was kind of used to it at first, but I got used to it.
Honestly, it seems like there's not a lot of diversity, but like the little there is, it seems like we're very well accepted.
However, these students are also outnumbered in another way. This other way, they actually do notice.
When I was going into PR, everyone was like, yeah, there's a lot of girls in PR, so.
The gotta-go ratio, there's definitely, I would say, definitely a lot more girls to guys. I would probably say it'd probably be a good 3-to-1 maybe.
Yes, in the JMC program, the females heavily outnumber the males. But how much? Let's bring out some more numbers. Out of the 248 students, 76 are male, which means 70% of the population in the major are females. To put into perspective, for every one male student in the program, there are 2 female students. Why is that so? These people think they know the answer.
This has to do with the fact advertising has to be a lot more creative, and girls are typically more creative than men.
Well, if you're looking at numbers, you'll find that in higher education, just overall, there are more women than more men.
Then you start seeing more female journalists, starting to get involved, with this career.
Truth is, there is no real answer. But we did find something interesting. K-State's not the only school to have this ratio. According to an annual survey done with each university in the US, women make up 2/3 of the population within a journalism and communications program. But here's the kicker. After graduation, it's a different story. Take a look at some really famous broadcasters. Anderson Cooper, Brian Williams, Dan Rather, the late great Stuart Scott. This list is endless. But one thing you notice is that many of them are male. Other than Diane Sawyer and Katie Couric, name some females that have been made iconic in the news world. Stats from the Women's Media Center show that women were credited with only 36% of on-camera jobs and bylines for the newspapers. Trends show that will soon change. Then again, it also doesn't count for advertising and public relation jobs, which is part of the JMC school at K-State. So in the meantime, it looks like girls will be taking over for a while. And for the fellas in the program, well, I'm sure they don't mind.
Guys in PR, you'll be good to go in terms of dating and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.